Hey there, this is Andrew Welch with Applied Information Sciences, AIS. And today I want to share this return to work, return to growth with Power Platform solution concept that we've developed with Microsoft and are now offering to large enterprise organizations around the world as they return to work and ultimately return to growth. So the whole idea here is to take advantage of the technology you deploy and make an investment in for return to work purposes so that later we can use that technology to return to growth. So thank you for joining me. And by the way, with our talented business application teams across the United States, the United Kingdom, and India, we are well positioned to be able to deliver this service to, like I said, large organizations across and around the world. So a quick introduction to personal introduction. Like I said, I'm Andrew Welch. I am the Director of Cloud Application Strategy at AIS. I'm also a Microsoft MVP for business applications. And really, I think relevantly, I wrote the Microsoft white paper on return to work and return to growth. So this is a topic I've been thinking a lot about. Please feel free to reach out, get in touch with me using the contact information shown here. Now, when we talk about return to work and return to growth, we're really asking ourselves two questions. First is, how can we return to work safely? And the second is, how do we then return to growth by using our return to work investment? And I mentioned that white paper. Go grab it. Strategy, really. This is the strategy of how you can use the Power Platform technology and the Microsoft solution to kind of co-invest in both of these, the answer to both of these questions. So I hope you enjoy this white paper and I hope you get something out of it. Now, when we think about return to work, let's talk about what that looks like. We start with this Microsoft solution. It's called Return to the Workplace. And this is a set of applications that we can deploy right into your Microsoft 365 tenant using Power Platform. And they really take on four features. The first is location readiness. So here we're trying to, we're providing facility managers with the tooling that they need to get their locations ready so that they can safely and efficiently reopen those locations. Next up, we've got the employee health and safety management. So think of these as the end user applications, say a mobile application that lets your employees self-screen and then check in at work. That's what this app is really about. Next, we've got our workplace care management. So this is really for your health and your safety leaders to provide them with tools so that they can manage COVID-19 cases, identify hotspots, and really continue to keep the workforce safe as people return. And finally, we've got location management. So think of this as the other end of location readiness. This provides those same facility managers with tools that they need to keep open safely by monitoring, supplying, implementing safety procedures, etc. So when we take these four features, right, these are the return to workplace solution. What does that journey look like to get this live within your organization? Well, first and foremost, we start with an envisioning workshop. The whole idea here is to get your people who are responsible for managing return to work together to make sure that we've got accurate facility data, accurate workforce data, so that we can begin to roll this out, but people are able to actually check into the facility or the building to which they are going. But it's not just about the return to workplace solution. There's also an IT component here. We need to make sure that the platform is minimally established, governed, architected, and really importantly, secured before we start rolling this out to end users. So we're not trying to stand up an entire technology stack here, but we are trying to achieve this minimum viable platform build out. And you can see here in this model for the platform, I've highlighted in bold and orange the real key areas of focus: getting monitoring in place for the technology, authenticating, managing licenses, environments, security, supporting users, that type of thing. Until finally, and when I say finally, I really mean within several weeks, right, we're able to deploy this solution, the return to workplace solution, to your users, which completes this return to work concept, right, and allows us to now turn our attention to return to growth. So when we think about return to growth, I want to hang on with these same users, right, because part of what Power Platform does is it empowers citizen developers. It provides tools for your for folks who aren't IT professionals, but they're out in the field doing the work of your organization. They are the bus drivers or the accountants, right, who aren't trained software developers, but they are here and able to use the tools to build productivity applications for themselves. We're able to do this, right, because we have this foundation. You see these 5 pillars of management of the platform. We have this foundation that we're able to support these citizen developers as we go forward. We're also building enterprise solutions, so I'll share in a moment a case study of how a Fortune 100 organization is using the platform to really grow today. And then finally, we'll leverage pre-built functionality. So these are applications that are out there in the ecosystem that you can go get and you can deploy into your tenant atop the platform here. And without having to necessarily develop custom applications, you can leverage that pre-built functionality. So our approach to this, let's look at what our approach to return to growth would be. The whole idea is to leverage that investment so that we are creating solutions that are allowing us to build agile business processes and to generate value, proactive insights, digital selling, always on service. These are some of the very high level use cases that we see that are so important. Well, we always think of getting established on the platform. So because of your return to work investment, you will be minimally established on the platform, and that's a great place from which to grow, but we'll help you get the rest of the way there. Then over the long term, we're looking at how to migrate and modernize workloads and solutions, answer new business challenges on the platform. You see that kind of that diagram with all of the tools in this particular technology stack in the Microsoft cloud ecosystem. And then finally, how do we manage at scale, right? So some of the problems that we try to solve, that we work with you to solve over the long term: environmental architecture and health, security concerns, solution development, shadow IT. These are all the types of things that, as you do get back to return to growth, we can use the platform to do together. So I'll close out here just by sharing a quick case study. This is a case study from a Fortune 100 insurer, and what they're really doing is they're using the platform to make and facilitate product changes and rate revisions in the market. That's both a very heavy analytical task, but it's also a very heavy regulatory burden as you introduce or make changes in financial services products in whichever jurisdictions you do business. So this is an example of a very large company that's using this technology from a growth perspective. So it's pretty neat, actually, that we can make the investment in return to work today and then be very quickly producing solutions and applications tomorrow that can take on these really critical workloads within large organizations. So just to close out, I'll share some resources. Return to work, return to growth with confidence. You've got the white paper here, the solution. I also recommend you look at the Power Platform Adoption Framework. You can see that at aka.ms/PPAF. That's a great resource for thinking about your strategy once you do get to return to that return to growth period, how you can use this technology to really accelerate your growth in the years ahead. So thank you very much for joining. I hope that I hear from you soon, and best of luck as you and all of your people embark on this return to work, return to growth journey. Thanks a lot.